Hello, welcome back to Mick's Paperback books, digests and nonsense and all other stuff in paperback booky form. I'm a massive collector of books and I've done quite a few videos so far, and I'm a little bit behind with life getting in the way and trips to hospitals and nonsense and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm still here, waffling on about books and whatever else I can bore you with about artwork and publications and years and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to continue on from my part one, which you'll be able to find below as you scroll down. Uni books, they're digest size books, printed and published in America. And uni books started off quite trashy-ish in their digest form with a nice spine, and then they quickly I wouldn't say deteriorated, but they certainly went down a lot more of a sleazier path. And they're quite collectible books. I've got I need 22 for the set, and there was 75 in total in the uni book edition, so 1 to 75. I need 22, so they're not easy to find. Quite rare to see on eBay nowadays. You get one or two on there, but they're the easy ones to get. There's tough ones out there, and sometimes I take me off the ball with uni because it goes under the radar a little bit. But they're a decent book and some great books in part two, which I'm going to show you now in more depth. So yes, we're starting off with, well, I missed the Steve Harrigan one. Started off in this is part two, and he was a writer, and it was a detective. And he always wore an eye patch. I found that a bit weird, but you'll see him on a few covers. I missed the first one. I haven't got, which is called Sideshow Girl. I haven't got that one, but I do start with Queer Sisters, which tends to lend you into thinking this is going down a very tricky path, and they sort of do in a funny way, because they're trying to captivate an audience at a train station, at a Greyhound bus station, wherever it was, at a kiosk in central, in New York City. They're trying to grab the male attention. These were fundamentally based on the male reader. And for those sorts of reasons. To see these sort of books now, they're quite harmless, really. And you read them and they're just really, there's nothing really in there. As you get into the 60s and into the 70s, that's when it starts getting really iffy. But these are quite tame, really, in comparison. But they're a great set to collect. Like I said, I need 22 of them. And I'm going to go through them now. Uni books, quite tough. Some of the editions to find, and I'm still hunting. As Aha said, high and low. More lows than highs, but that's book collecting for you. So let's crack on with part two of uni books. We're going to start with Queer Sisters by Steve Harrigan. Should we have a little look? Why not? Hello, here we go. Uni books part two, part deux. And there it is. Infamous is probably the right word, really, because it applies a certain thing and it's sort of not really. But it's a great title and a great bit of art by Bernard Safran. And just to bore you completely, here's my other version of the same book on Stallion, which I've done before on a previous video. And there's the two Queer Sisters, or that's 4 Queer Sisters now, with Steve Harrigan. There he is in his eye patch. So yeah, I did mention before on my intro that I didn't have the first in the Steve Harrigan series in uni, which was Sideshow Girl. I do actually have it in the Stallion version, but I don't. There's the Stallion one there, but I don't actually have it in the uni, which is I sort of feel like I've let you all down. I've let myself down like a balloon. But never mind. We'll get there. Anyway, this is Queer Sisters. Artwork by Bernard Safran. It's a 1952, number 43 in the Unibook series. As I said, Steve Harrigan was a pseudonym used by William McConaughey, or McConaughey. I don't know how you say it, but yeah, there it is, and it is quite saucy. Well, I spoke about this before. There's a health and safety thing here with an open fire, some sort of negligee. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah, backs. Sorry, my protective cover's a bit scrappy. So I got better as I collected these books over the years. Yeah, Queer Sisters. I've got a rattle on here because there's quite a few to go through, as you can see, to get to the very end of number 75. And we're only on number 43, and the night is young, as they say. So yeah, Sin is a Redhead is the next one. Uni book number 44. It's again, it's got that Steve Harrigan character again. It's obviously written by Steve Harrigan, and he's got his little eye patch on, and again, great bit of artwork here by George Gagan or Gagan. Hot cars, hot hearts, and hot women. Sin is a Redhead, and yeah, it looks like she's full of sin. Looks like she's chained to the floor. So when I told you that Uni were quite raunchy for their time, this is 1952. Remember, this is, if you saw this on a kiosk, as a gentleman, you would be intrigued for all the wrong reasons. But there's one there with a chain round her wrists, and the bloke with the eye patch, Steve Harrigan, performing his duties, whatever that might be. Yeah, this one's quite a tough one to find. It's got a bit of a crease down one side here, but very nice. You can see there's the improvement on my backs as I got better at sealing up my books. Nice digest. Uni book number 44. There it is. Sin is a Redhead. Saucy title. On to Bad Sister. One of these photo covers, which are not my favourite things to collect, but you know, it is what it is. Evans Wall, Bad Sister, originally titled Danger. This is number 45, and yeah, it's used on a Beacon book as well called Ladies' Man. That's the same photograph, just flipped and reversed. But yeah, a tough one to find, Bad Sister by Evans Wall. And a nice back cover there with the cocktail set and the cigarette smoking. Yeah, tough one, Bad Sister. On to Smuggled Sin. Uni book number 46. Again, Steve Harrigan, a lady in a underwear, negligee. Like I said, this is we're getting into the uni books are getting into the realms of what they can get away with, and it's number 46. Again, it's by William McConaughey, and also wrote in the UK as Bart Carson. There you go. But yeah, it's a really nice book. It's in really good shape, this one. Nice spine, Smuggled Sin, and on the back, yeah, nice sort of typewriter set there. Good crime thriller. This is what they are. They're more thrillers. There's some sleaze in there. And it's always around this character here with the eye patch. Don't ask me what the eye patch is about. I have not got a clue. Anyway, where are we on to now? We're on to Kiss of the Damned. So we're going to go to the left. I'll just grab a few of these and put them on here. Kiss of the Damned. Again, Steve Harrigan is the writer. Uni went... Obviously, they were selling well. The Steve Harrigan titles were selling well, and they thought, well, let's just go with it. And they literally went for it, and they brought out quite a few in succession. This is number 47 in the Unibook series. Again, beautiful artwork. I mean, that really is. That's by Walter Pop. I don't know if the autographs on the signatures on there, but it could be. I can't see it at the moment. But yeah, Walter Pop has been attributed with this artwork, and fantastic it is too. Yeah, Kiss of the Damned, number 47. And we're into 1953 now. And you can see that, I wouldn't say it was sleazy. It's definitely more of a crime noir thriller. And it looks pretty good. Tough one to find as well, in decent shape. Again, on the back, memo to readers from Steve Harrigan. In a nice typeset. Yes, a tough one, that. And this really is a tough one. Anyone who collects digest or paperback books that are affiliated with drugs, this is what gentlemen wanted to read about. They'd heard about their kids maybe smoking reefers and marijuana, and Uni and other book publishers latched onto this, and there's loads of books in this type of theme that you can find, and they go for big money, and this one is no different. So this is Uni book at Reefer Club. Shows a blonde lady with smoking her cigarette, and all the other ladies in the background having a crazy time. Yeah. A Glimpse into the Lives of Our Lost Generation by Luke Roberts wrote this. Artworks by Warren King, who I've discussed before, is really good artwork, really good artist, and I do love his work. And this is staggering. I love these sort of compositions where it's ethereal and you've got different subject matters going on in different corners, and it's it would definitely, this is why this book holds its money, because it's very hard to find. It's number 49 in the Uni book series, and it is a very rare book, especially in decent shape like this one, and I'm very lucky to have it. And yeah, this will probably put you back in this condition well over 250, maybe £300, something like that. Anyway, yes, Reefer Club. If you find a copy, buy it. You won't regret it. Don't do drugs though. Drugs are bad. Anyway, River Woman is the next in the Uni series. All digest size, so they're all the same size. They're not paperback books. They're just slightly bigger. And this is River Woman's Uni book number 50. Again, Evans Wall, 1953. Really nice piece of art. Looks like a violent shipmate getting a bit exuberant on the old beer or whatever he's drinking. And a lusty novel of the levy country. He's trying to get her to pay her levy. Anyway, quite a tough one to find, and took me a little while to find this particular edition in good shape. And yes, very nice indeed. Number 50 in the series. Very nice. River Woman. There we go. Dirt Farm. Yeah, beautiful bit of artwork again. Very they sort of love it. They go from the crime thrillers to the hillbilly sort of stuff, and you get this sort of hillbilly backwards country themes here on Dirt Farm. Amid the fields grew the fruit of paradise, and strange evils flourished like rank weeds. Nice bit of blurb. Uni book number 51. Written by Francis Mitchell, 1953. Artwork's unattributed, and it's a nice bit of artwork. That pretty good. Bloke with his chest out. Until he'd been working out on the farm. Yeah, really nice. And these sort of books, they did sell really well. That hillbilly type thing. People in upstate New York, Washington, Chicago, they wanted to read about these salacious ladies working down at the farms in the South, and they sold really well. Yeah, false calm hid dreadful evil. Yeah, you're not gonna walk past that at the kiosk, are you? Of course you're not. It was a long train journey back home, and then you had to get rid of it before the wife found it. Anyway, Shane Dame. Again, we're back with Steve Harrigan. There he is. He's not made it onto the cover this time, but he's only got a little picture there with his eye patch. This one is completely naff. But I got it cheap, if I remember rightly, and I thought, oh well, I'll get it until I get a better copy. But yeah, that's not happened yet. This is number 52, I do believe. Steve Harrigan again, William McConaughey. Yeah, artwork's not attributed to anyone, but it is lovely. You've got sort of a spotlight searching for this couple here as he carries the blonde lady away. Yeah, not a great copy, but I've got it. I'll look after it. And it's all bandaged up, and there's the Steve Harrigan typeset at the back. Very nice. This one's a tough one as well. This is Carney's Burlesque, again by Steve Harrigan, and there he is with his little eye patch and his torch. There's a skull. Walter Pop's the artist. You can see the little signature down the bottom there, and artwork of the highest order. Another hair-raising Harrigan story of backstage burlesque and bullets. that is just unbelievable piece of artwork by Waterpop, and it does everything you would want a book cover to do. And if you're seeing that on the kiosk, you will buy it. Your 35 cents in 1953 would have made you a very happy man. It's made me happy, and I've got it all these years later in 2026, and I've had it a few years, and it's not easy to find in really good condition. I've got a bit of spine damage where the mice have been at it, but there it is, number 54. And there's the Steve Harrigan typeset on the back, just to let you all know what it's about. Yeah, it's a tough one, that. Carney's Burlesque. On to Mountain Woman. I've read some of these, and this one I definitely remember reading this one, Mountain Woman. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. By Gene Ford. He looks like Robert Mitchum. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it's got that sort of Robert Mitchum look about him. UNI book number 55, 1953, and the artwork is by Saul Levine. And blooming great it is. You've got a car crash. He's come out to save the woman. And yeah, so she's come from the city and she's driven out and she had a car crash and she was swept off her feet by Mountain Man here. Yeah, very nice. And a really good novel as well. I quite like reading that one. There's some good ones amongst UNI, and that's one of them. This one you can't go wrong with. This is written by Harry Whittinson. Again, I've read this, Cracker Girl. It doesn't take long to read these books. You sort of get the gist, really, as you're going through the pages, and they sort of flow. Yeah, Cracker Girl was quite a term that was used quite a lot back in the 50s to describe a lady of a certain nature. And this is... what is this one? This is number 58. Yeah, why not? I think I might have jumped one ahead for my little pattern. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, we'll do 58 now. We're here now, aren't we? Cracker Girl. A great bit of artwork by Saul Levine again. Very nice. She looks like she's waiting for, I don't know, an Amazon package to arrive. I don't know, but yeah, nice. Again, it's quite a tough one. Anything with Harry Whittinson is collectible, very collectible, because he writes good stories, and a really nice cover there on the back with the shack and the down in the swamps, Florida backwards. There you go. Yeah, so I went out of line a little bit. So let's go back to Her Last Lover, which is the next one on the list, which I just jumped a little bit. Let's get that one at the front here. Originally called Last Lover, but they added the her because they thought that would sell more copies. Anyway, it's by Kelsey Freeman. Number 56, 1953. And again, we're talking Waterpop artwork. There it is, bottom right, with her shoe falling out of her hand. And she's having a violent struggle with this gentleman. Scratched his face. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a great cover because you've got the back. The lady's got her back to the reader. So, but yeah, it's quite a tough one to find. And a nice book. I haven't read it, I don't think. No, I don't think I've read this one. But yeah, it's nice. Very nice. And a nice little spine as well. Number 56. And then back to Steve Harrigan again. With his eye patch. There he is. 3 Bad Girls. Really nice book. I remember getting this years ago. I mean, I probably had this book getting on for 18, 20 years. Yeah, it's been around a lot. I think I had hair when I bought this. But anyway, really tough book to find in a decent condition. This one's not great, but it's okay. Again, Steve Harrigan, who was also known as William McConaughey. Number 57 from 1953. A nautical tale, no doubt. Yes. And a very attractive lady, again, tied up the hands to a shovel or to an anchor. Yeah. Anyway. And there's your Steve Harrigan blurb on the back. And this one here, we're getting there, ladies and gents. Savage Eve. Uni book number 60 by Jack Woodford and John B. Thompson. Again, these two authors here are very collectible. And yeah, this one's no different. 1953. It's a really nice book. I got this a couple of years back. It's one of those books that stayed on eBay for loads, and you saw a few copies of it, and then just one came up for a really good price, and I bought it. So this one you can find here or thereabouts. Number 60, really nice artwork. It's not attributed to anyone, but it's very nice. She's running away from some nut job on the beach, which is pretty normal if you go down to anywhere in the UK. Anyway, yeah, nice little book, nice little back cover as well. Very tropical. And then we're on to let's get back to some sort of normality here and avoid the chaos. Runaway Blonde. Yes, very nice little digest book here. 1953, number 61. Daoma Winston wrote this. Really nice artwork. It's not been attributed. It's got certain aspects of it that I think I should know who that artist is, but no one has attributed an artist to this. So it'd be purely speculation on my part. She's reaching out to turn the light off as they're about to get very amorous. And she was a refugee from passion, but did she want a career or caresses? Well, that's a question I get every day. But yeah, quite tough to find. Runaway Blonde, very nice little book. And a fantastic back cover. A burnt moth avoids the flame. Yeah, good advice. Good advice, especially if you're a moth. Hungry for Love. Again, not a bad bit of artwork here. George Willis wrote this book here, and this is number 62. Again, no artist has been attributed to this 1953 Uni book. And there it is there, number 62. He's got a bit of writing on his vest, which is a bit of a shame. But a nice looking book. You can pick this one up here and there. It's a nice little book. Yeah. Redhead up against the piano. She needs to play it the other way, really. She's going to have real difficulty hitting those keys. Anyway, this one's quite a tough one to get if you ever see it. Cuban Hill by Steve Harrigan. Again, there's no eye patch in this, so I think they dropped the eye patch, or they didn't want to get him involved at all. Number 64, Cuban Hill. It does go for good money, this one. Again, it's the artwork is the special thing. We're obviously on in Cuba, I would imagine, and very attractive lady here. Number 64, laying down with a blonde gentleman, and there's always a bloke lurking around in the background, isn't there, on these? Yeah, but a nice book. Really tough to get in decent condition. And this one goes for good money. Cuban Hill, number 64. Again on the back. Yeah, Steve Harrigan again with his lovely typeset, telling you all about the story within. This one here is, I've shown you this before with, which is Hillbilly in High Hills. And yeah, I've got, there's the Stallion version there, which I'll just grab from the bookcase quickly. Yeah, Stallion, and then a better looking copy on Uni, which is this one here. I don't know what you can say about this book, really. I have read it. It is actually a really good book, and you think it'd be rubbish when it's actually quite good. I actually enjoyed reading it. It didn't take me long. And this is written by Jeff Bogart, who was a pseudonym of Ronald Willis Thomas. This is number 65 from 1953. Hillbilly in High Heels. She was 16 and true to the code of the hills, ripe for love. Again, they were pushing boundaries here, Uni. I know in different states in America, the age of consent is back in the 50s. It might be different to what it is now, but they were really pushing it with this one. And this cover has been used on CDs, on rockabilly records and flyers for all sorts of rock and roll clubs. that I used to go to in the 90s, and this is the archetypal hillbilly blonde girl going out a night on the town, getting away from the moonshine boys. Yeah. So I'm very lucky to have the 2 copies, one on Stallion and one on Uni. But there it is, number 65. Very difficult book to find in decent condition, and when you do find it, it will be for some serious money. Hillbilly in High Heels. Right, what have we got now? We've got Witch on Wheels. It's got a horrible crease down this, but I've never seen this copy very often. I think I've seen 1 or 2 in all my years of collecting. It is a bit of a toughie. Intimate Secrets of a Gambling Woman, Witch on Wheels. You've got that banner stripe going through there. Number 66, which is just down the bottom there. Uni book 66 by Bill Bolton. 1953 still. Number 66. Horrible crease. Yeah, but never mind. Yeah, typical Uni book on the back. And Country Club Trip, we're getting towards the end. Coming up to number 75 by Janet Pritchard. This is Country Club Cheat. Red-haired lady, very exuberant as she's being lusted after. Again, Walter Pop is the artist. I can't see the signature, but it is attributed to Walter Pop. And that's why he's a flipping good artist, because that is wonderful. Top stuff by Walter Pop. It's also used on Beacon books as well. Trailer Tramp, same cover, same artwork. Wonderful. And again, it's not an easy one to find. Number 68, Country Club Cheat. Bit of a plain background with a cocktail shaker again. But yeah. Okay, here we go. We're into the home straight. And we're in with Confessions of a Chinatown Mole. Yeah, this one again, I saw it quite a few times back in the day, sort of 10, 12, 15 years ago. You see it a few times, then it disappeared completely. And I don't think, I've not seen one for a few years now. So I would say a tough one. Jeff Bogart again. Ronald Willis Thomas. Warren King with his great artwork again. There should be a signature by Warren on there somewhere, but I can't see it. Is it down the bottom there? No. But yeah, really nice. You've got a you can just about make the gentleman out. He's got his hand here with a cigarette, and his face is just at this angle. It's by the 35 cents. A menacing looking man. Yeah, quite a tough book to find. And again, the Uni book back cover. Yeah, very nice. Wild Oats by Harry Whittington. So again, Uni are pushing boundaries here for 1954, sorry, this one now. Walter Pop's the artwork again, and unbelievable. And it tells a story here. Amy was frightened of life but desperately impatient. A story of a young girl's morals degeneration. Number 70 by Harry Whittington. Wild Oats. Yeah, I'm sure Harry wasn't too happy with the front cover there. If he was the writer of this book, he probably had something completely different in mind. An Outcast at Sweet 16. Again, they're line crossers. They cross the line a lot. Persistent line crossers. There we go. This is Honey by Jack Woodford and John B. Thompson. Again, it's the interracial theme which got very popular around this time. Perhaps she was coloured, perhaps she was white, perhaps she was both. Yeah, it's touching on the racial aspect of falling in love, and no barrier could check their desires. And there you go. There's Honey, and the fella there grabbing her by the wrist. Hopefully he's being nice. I think he is. Wonderful cover. That artist is unknown on this one. Number 72 from 1954. Honey. just a few to go. Here we've got Cabin Fever, Ori Hit. Ori Hit it went into the 60s with Beacon Books and various other publications. Was writing some very I don't know. They were very near the knuckle when you're going into the 60s, but at the moment we're still in 1954. And Ori Hit was writing number 73 here, Cabin Fever. Again, it's like your hillbilly tale of a thrill-hungry woman. Yeah, very nice. Lived in a wilderness of deceit and desires. Oh dear. He's whisked her away for a naughty weekend. Number 73, Cabin Fever. A hunk of a woman. Yeah, I bet. Here we go. There's a couple of biggies a couple of big hitters to finish up with. Game Girl. It's a photo cover. By Uni Books. It's Uni Book number 74 by Leo Rifkin and Tony Norman, 1954. Photo cover has been used a couple of times, different poses by the same blonde lady. And it's a very desirable book. Wild boys and girls of the city streets, stealing, cheating, fighting, taking love where they can find it. Yeah, there's the drug connotation there with she's taking a puff of, I would imagine, a marijuana cigarette. And yeah, mine's got a little bit of a tear at the bottom with $250 there, and a horrible stamp from San Bernardino. So whoever done that from San Bernardino, from I think that's Bart's Bookshop. Thanks very much. But anyway, I got this for a really good price, and it's a really hard one to find. Yeah, down, down, down. Game Girl, Uni Book 74. Whoa, quality. Here we go. They bared their souls for him to examine. So they're now trying to hit upon the black market, where they know that that's obviously they're getting their sales representatives saying, look, a lot of black people are in towns and cities want to buy these books, and we need to tell them stories that they can relate to, and this is what they're doing. Harlem Doctor. Obviously, it's hitting upon the Harlem theme. Obviously, it's an area of New York which isn't that great, and I'm sure it is now, but back then it probably wasn't. And this one was a typical tale of the Harlem Doctor. They bared their souls for him to examine, by Luke Roberts, and this is number 75. Artwork's not the best, but it's okay. Could be Bernard Safran. It's really difficult, but yeah, it's not great. But it must have sold well, because Uni and Stallion were very into getting their readers from if you were from South American, if you were black, if you were white, they wanted to sell you books, and Harlem Doctor ticked the box. And I would imagine lots of white men and some women would also think, oh, I want to read about the Harlem Doctor, and it must have sold quite well. But it is flipping tough to find, and it's tough to find in decent shape. I can't even get it in focus at the moment. There you go. Sort of. Number 75. Okay, just 3 to go. Below the Belt. Again, we're looking at the selling these books to the black market that were buying these books, and they obviously they tapped into something around this time. Unibook in the mid 50s. So again, we're 1954, and the cover art's by Julian Paul. There is a signature on it. I'm being told. Yeah, just there. There he is, Paul, which is Julian Paul, and that is wonderful artwork. His fists were hard, his women easy. Boxing Tale Below the Belt by Robert Lucas. Top drawer, and again, this book is a tough one and goes for good money. On the back, he was all man, and his women knew it. Good grief. I love the blurb on these. Just 2 to go. Bayou Girl. It's a little bit nudie, but not quite giving everything away. But I've had this for quite a few years now, probably 15 years. And yeah, I could do with getting a new copy. It's seen better days, but it's in a nice little bag now, and I'm looking after it until the next person takes it off my hands. Number 77. It's just these sort of tales of the bayou, the primitive love in Lusty, Louisiana. They sold well for Uni, and that's why they keep returning to these themes. And it's a saucy bit of artwork there. Number 77 by John B. Thompson. Very, very well regarded author, and his books always sell well, and they're very highly collected today. And lastly, but no means leastly, we have Out of Bounds. This is the very last one in the Uni book series. Again, we're interracial themes again. He was a lonely GI and she was a footloose Fraulein. So we've got a German girl with a GI, by Ernest L. Matthews Jr. And not bad artwork at all for the last one. I don't know what the reason was. They stopped publishing after 75, but yeah, this was the last one. 1954, number 78, Out of Bounds. And a lovely book it is. And I think you can still pick this one up fairly easily. But yeah, that's the last one. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the second part of Uni books, and I hope I've covered most things. Obviously, I still need 22 books to make the collection, and you never know, before I leave this earth, I might have them all, but they're very hard to find. Anyway, good luck collecting, as always, and check back with me whenever you can for more book fun, which hopefully I'm going to try and do a little bit more often now. I've been very slack. So check back in with me again, leave a comment, leave a like, let me know that, or subscribe, that'd be nice. Anyway, check back with me again soon. We'll have more fun with more books about nonsense.